All right, we're live. Kusha, you want to introduce this episode?
Yes. Hi, guys.
Hello.
Hello.
And hi to our guests from all over the world, I guess, from Europe and Asia. We have lots of different developers here, developer teams from different wallets. And today's show is called Bitcoin Cash Mass Adoption what is a wallet experience? So in this case, talking about experience, I have it twofold. I have two topics in this case in my mind. One, actually to find out a bit more about your experience creating wallets all of the years before, working on other wallets. Maybe I heard, for example, Alfonso working on the Bitcoin.com wallet.
You're muted.
Anything that you can tell us about that. And the second thing is the experience, the user experience that you are actually going after, and the unique value proposition of your wallet, and to see where we are going, what is there, and what we could think about to improve or even fusion or whatever as feature.
So let's introduce them one by one. Yeah.
Yes.
So Jean-Baptiste Dominguez of HoneyPay, welcome. Real pleasure to have you here today. Baudoin Collard from Satochip, outstanding. Yep. And Alfonso Rocha, also of HoneyPay. All right,
that's correct.
And if he happens to join, Francesco Simoncelli from the Melis Wallet. So, but let's see, maybe he is.
Back to you, Kusha.
Okay, so where do we start? I would say, let's talk about the experience that I said before, like the established wallets. So we start with Satochip, because I think it was also it is in Bitcoin Cash or in the crypto space for a long while already. So maybe you just tell me how long you're actually working on this, because I see that name, I see that card everywhere.
Yes, so Satochip started as a hobby in 2014 with the goal to develop a very affordable and open source hardware wallet that supports Bitcoin and then Bitcoin Cash. So at that time, smart cards were barely powerful enough to run a hardware wallet, but in the recent years it has really improved. So now it's really possible to have a hardware wallet running on a smart card like this, or like this. So it's really a smart card like the one that are used for electronic payments, but it's used as a hardware wallet, and the private keys are stored inside the secure chip, and they are never allowed to leave the chip. So it's really secure. It's the same kind of secure chip that is used in a ledger, maybe slightly different, but it's made by the same manufacturer actually. So it's made by ST Electronics. And the goal is to have a convenient solution, because it's really easy to use, easy to transport. It's very small, and it's integrated currently with Electron Cash. So you can already use it with the client Electron Cash. If you download the latest release, it's already integrated. And it's open source, so you can audit the code, you can even change it, tweak it, you can completely build it yourself, and you can even buy a smart card from any vendor that you want. You have to buy a specific kind of smart cards, which are quite good smart card, but you can buy the card yourself, you can compile the code, load it on the card, and you get your own hardware wallet done by yourself, and it's working. So that's the goal. And so the goal is to be easy to use and affordable.
Beautiful. I see you have different cards. So I guess every card is for each currency. So you don't have multiple currencies in one
No,
card.
no, no. Actually, sorry. You can every card support every currency currently supported by Satochip. It's just for the design. You can choose different design. That's also one aesthetic advantage of smart card. You can create your own design. Currently, we have several designs for each one, cryptocurrency that is supported. But in the future, we would like to really be able to print a design specifically for anybody. So you could, for example, if you want to make a gift for a wedding, for example, that could be a nice gift. You could print a nice picture of the wedding guys and gal and offer them a personalized Satochip to store their valuable cryptos and so on, or for a birthday or anything.
Yeah,
So that's the goal.
That's beautiful. On the card itself, I had a question I almost forgot now for a second, but what was it?
So you said it integrates with Electron Cash. Is
Yes.
it also the mobile version or just the desktop?
No, so currently it's only the desktop version for Linux, Windows, and Mac.
Cool.
And we are currently working to integrate it with also the Android version. So in the future, you should be able to also use it on your smartphone. And then that's also one advantage, is that you could even use it on your smartphone when you are out, and then use it and plug it on your computer, and it should work with both. So it's also convenient if you want to sometimes use your computer, sometimes your smartphone, and so on.
Cool. So joining the stream, welcome Francesco Simoncelli. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. From Melis Wallet. Welcome. Can you hear us?
Yeah, can you? Hello,
Excellent.
everybody, and thanks for the invitation.
Yeah, thanks for joining spontaneously.
Our pleasure.
So
Jean-Baptiste and Alfonso, you guys are
Correct.
developing HoneyPay.
Yes, we are.
And I think that's interesting because it uses SLP tokens, but maybe in a slightly unexpected or
Yes.
innovative fashion. So can you
Thank
guys
you.
give us, can you guys give the audience a quick rundown of HoneyPay?
Absolutely. Thank you, George. So yes, me and JB, we're starting HoneyPay recently. And to answer the first question, right, where it was like, okay, what is the ideal experience of a wallet? We were pretty much inspired by this. As you know, the viewership might not know, but but me and JB used to work at Bitcoin.com, leading the wallet project. Me as a product manager, JB as a technical lead. And basically, we learned a lot around there, right? We also have some experience, or a lot of experience apart from Bitcoin.com, building digital products in our different areas. And I think it always goes back to the same things, right? Any product needs to be fast, needs to be easy to use, needs to be secure, right? Like in the case of Satochip, I think most of the things that were mentioned as qualities of the product were focused towards convenience, and that's great. That's something we agree on as well, and that's one of the reasons we decided to build HoneyPay. HoneyPay comes as a way to bring to crypto the 99% that's missing on the world. This was a mission that we had ourselves in Bitcoin.com, and by ourselves I mean of course, the company in general, but it was something me and JB pursued a lot. And we even tried to make those changes inside the Bitcoin.com wallet. You can see the new design, which I think it's very good. It's something that we started working, well, over a year ago. So when it came to us leaving Bitcoin.com and starting our own thing, we were actually thinking about developing a wallet. but we decided we needed so much more if we needed to build this, and that's why we built HoneyPay. HoneyPay, for those out there that don't know what it is if you're a merchant owner, it's your new right hand. Basically, it will do a lot of work for you. You will need to hire less people to work, and we will also focus through SLP tokens, that innovative way that you mentioned, George. We will focus on bringing customers back in the form of a point card, which is pretty popular here. So what we did is we knew that BCH technology that we all know and love, we knew SLP tokens. JB himself was one of the persons to, well, he'll explain it, but we wrote an SDK that is actually out there online. He did. And basically, we decided to use that knowledge to give it a little bit of a spin and make it fun. We decided to make an attractive brand. We decided to even make a mascot, as we believe that most solutions are very technically oriented right now. And we wanted to bring something fresh, something even cute. You know, if we need to onboard 99% of the people, we need to think like a big brand, not like a smaller project. So that was crucial for us. With HoneyPay as a customer, what would you get as a customer? It's pretty nice. You go to a shop you always go to, you pay using HoneyPay. Basically, it's a digital menu where you can order from and pay. At the moment, we're only accepting credit cards, but we are working, of course, towards accepting crypto. It's a big hassle, so we need a bigger company to help us do that. But basically, once you pay, let's say, your coffee, you will get some points back in the form of SLP tokens, or points, we call them. Again, focusing on bringing more people that might be just, you know, shocked by what SLP token might mean. So we send them points back. Next time you go back, you order the same coffee you always do, it's gonna be cheaper. And that's the main objective of HoneyPay. And like I said, you're using crypto without even knowing it, right? And that's kind of the approach we're taking until we believe the market is mature enough to tell them, hey, guess what? This is crypto, and you might be also doing these crazy things with crypto. Sorry, didn't meant to take all the time there, JB, but if you want to share anything, sorry.
No, I think it was a great sum up.
Thank you very much.
I have a short question about the points and the SLPs.
Yes.
The idea that you put all the points and all your systems just on top of Bitcoin Cash and this SLP token system makes total sense. You know, you're just taking an infrastructure that is already there. The question I always had was first of all, how hard is it to implement then, you know, having your own little private spreadsheet? And second, how viable is it actually? You know, is it that viable that you can, even if you pay, you know, a few cents, a third of a cent, that you can still use it and it makes total sense for you?
I mean, with an engineer like JB, it's easy, but go ahead, JB, if you want to give the explanation.
Can you give a bit more detail in your question? I'm not sure if I got your question, please.
The idea that you know, a point
system, about the fee? Yes,
about the fee, about how if you create a point system like that in any other, you know, like the subway points or something, this is private, this is used privately on their own database, and they won't pay fees for that, you know, for every transaction. The question is, are the fees on BCH so low that this is actually insignificant and that you can create something like that openly?
Yes, exactly. So basically, if you have like enough, once again, we have like a merchant like paying fee every month based on transactions. So it's basically as you're using AWS, right? So the only difference is you're not handling like all an infrastructure. You have shared the infrastructure for your company, but you're always using like the infrastructure of Bitcoin Cash. So basically, you decrease your cost in terms of infrastructure, and in the same time, you're just like putting it in your Bitcoin. You're just putting it in your fee. So the fee is so low that basically you don't see it. Really, because once again, we are taking fee depending of transactions, so it's transaction based. So maybe Alfonso could talk more a bit about this, but like we have package. So basically, you're like a merchant. You can pay, for example, like $25 per month. You will have X amount of transactions. So that we believe it's fair enough for a small shop. But if you start to grow, you will increase package, and after you will even use it as a service. And so more you use, more you pay. So basically, if you're using the point anyway, it's good for you. It means you have customers, right? So it's all good for you. So
right.
I believe like the fee is so low that is also one of the big choice also of Bitcoin Cash. So
that's correct.
Yeah, there is no issue about it.
To add to that, yeah, exactly, the fee is so low, it allows us to actually build a business model on top of that. And let's not forget the security aspect of it, right? Being it in the BCH blockchain, we know it's a secure environment to place that information there today. And in the future, this allows us to bring us many more use cases that we as a young company might not think of. But for example, a point market where you change your cafeteria points to your favorite sushi restaurant points, and you can do that through the blockchain. It has some monetary exchange. Let's not forget, these are discounts of a shop, so it's literally money. So that's one of the reasons we decided to go for that, and the fees were not a problem, like JB explained.
Very cool. Very cool.
Beautiful.
So, Francesco, you are part of the Melis Wallet team. Can you give us a brief overview? What's Melis Wallet all about?
Well, as we have said, it's interesting this show because I am learning more or less. We already know that there is a good environment among the BCH coin. So it is interesting because as an economist, as I am, it's interesting to see the entrepreneurial point of view of the development inside this kind of environment, and this is good because we can see that it's now the turn of the entrepreneur's turn to develop. It's not no more a speculation game on cryptocurrencies, but it's more a development for real people, and this is good. And we at the Melis Wallet team are very keen to satisfy this need. So we developed a wallet that is intended to put on its infrastructure all the need that could be emerge from a user point of view. We have a lot of features, and sometimes people complain that there are too many features. And for example, the one that I like the most, and the one that many times has been addressed as a point of failure for cryptocurrencies or Bitcoin, it is the so-called spending limit feature. With this feature, Melis solve an old problem that has been in this environment for many time. For example, if there is a thief or an attacker that want to steal your coin and stick a gun on your belly and says, "Give me all your Bitcoin in your wallet," you are obliged to do that. But with this particular kind of feature, the so-called spending limit, even if you want, you cannot, because there are particular limits that are imposed, and neither the attacker nor the user himself or herself can avoid. So, for example, if you if you put, for example, 1 week limit on your spending for, let us say, 0.1 BCH, when you reach that limit, the wallet says, no, you cannot spend anymore. Go return next week. So it's a particular feature that is good when there are malicious attackers that are physical, or you are threatening physically by some thief or kinds like that, of course. But you see, Melis wallet features don't stop here. For example, there is the merge avoidance feature that lets you boost your privacy when you are spending your BCH, for example. There is also the difference between primary device and secondary device, hidden accounts. There are a lot of features that you can find on our website, melis.io, in the documentation section, where you can see in details what we offer to those who are interested in our offering. And as I said before, this is all done for users, for customers, because now it's time that entrepreneurs step in and ameliorate the cryptocurrency environment. No more speculation, but development for real people.
Or use cases, yeah.
Oh yes, of course, use cases. Yes, and it is good. One thing that this is a proven point, because I often speak with entrepreneurs, and they say that BCH is the chain that is more business friendly, and it is more customer friendly, because it is practical, it is easy to use. You don't need all the second layers and things like that. It is just like we can say credit card, that people use it and don't bother what is behind it or how it functions, how it works. And this is good, because this boosts the mass adoption of cryptocurrencies.
Yes,
100%.
we are open for business. Yeah? Open for business is the motto. And viable, cheap, reliable. I love this. Open for business explains it all. You can just tap in. You can just go in, and you don't have to start, fumbling around some technicalities and then have just one set of very technical people who create their ecosystem. I love to see that a multi-coin wallet like Melis already sees that or says that and realizes that as well. Is it for you working on BCH? Is there any other difference between other coins? Is it more complicated, more easier? Is it cheaper? I mean, is it the most viable that you actually are working with? I don't actually know what kind of coins you have, but maybe you can just talk about them.
Yeah, you see, as an economist, I always attend courses. I always do some teaching, and I have seen that when people listen, the first history, the first things that happened in the Bitcoin environment, they are ready to how can I say? They listen. Their attention is high, but when it comes to explain, for example, the Lightning Network working, they lost themselves. It's like they are stumbling on a brick wall. So this is a particular thing that I always noticed when people listen to the Bitcoin evolution. And if you say to them, well, there is Bitcoin, yes, it has changed over the years, but if you stick with the so-called new version as it is Bitcoin Cash, you see that nothing has changed, just a particular thing that makes it more viable and more practical. And then you regain that attention that you have lost when you were explaining, for example, all the trickery that are now in development with the so-called Bitcoin core environment. And yeah, we are as a team, we with Melis, we are also working for new developments. For example, those ones that will finally address to the one of the most critical problem inside the wallet and people, legacy. And this is a particular thing that we are trying to address now. It will be one of our critical update in the next version of the wallet. But as a, of course, for example, we, as I said, we care about user experience, easy to use, and the software wallet, the one which you can download on your computer or on your tablet or everywhere you want. Well, of course, Melis is a multi-device wallet, and yeah, you can download everywhere. But the principal, the core wallet, it's as I said, full of features that some people can say, oh, well, there are many of them. So we developed, let's say, a side wallet only for mobile phones, and it is more. I think we can say it is more dry. It has less options, but it is more easy to use when you are going to, well, let us say, at a restaurant or in a store, in a store whatsoever. So it is easier to use when you, for example, when you access the wallet and you can pay. For example, just an example. The software wallet, the one that you can download on your PC or everywhere else, as for example 2FA, and before paying you have to fill the 2FA and then you can pay. For example, the mobile one, it hasn't this feature, so it is you see more. It is more practical from this point of view. Yeah. Of course, you can choose from a wallet or another. You can have many of them. So it is intended to satisfy all user needs.
So, question: since the topic of the stream is about the wallet experience, during the development process, as you were building your product. What testing did you do, or what experience did you have that led you to change the way that people use your product? Baudoin, do you want to take that one first?
Sure. So what testing did we do in order to improve user experience? That's what you ask.
Yes.
Since we are integrating with Electron Cash, we mostly are based on the user experience that is provided by Electron Cash, which I think is one of the best wallet for desktop. And so it's, in this case, it's quite easy because they provide a plugin architecture, and we just have to plug to this architecture. Well, it's a bit more complex to develop than it seems, but basically there is a plugin architecture, and we follow the rules then, and we get the same user experience that is already provided by the other hardware wallet that are also supported, like Ledger and Trezor. So if you already have experience with Electron Cash, you don't see a difference when using Satoshi. It follows the same steps. You choose the kind of wallet you need, and then you enter your seed or you generate a new one. And so I think you should ask to someone that use it for the first time, but it's quite intuitive due to the way it works with Electron Cash. But we during development, we made a beta testing program with a user on our Telegram channel, and we sent cards to them with, by the way, there was a small amount of crypto on the card, just a few dollars worth of crypto. And then we sent them the cards, and so that they could test it and send us back their feedback to us, and they were motivated by the idea to test something new and to gain something symbolic value, but for the game, and that's how we also improved a bit the usage of the card. So
very cool, very cool.
Yeah.
So HoneyPay team, Jean-Baptiste and Alfonso, what pivots or changes or lessons did you guys learn along the way, that have shaped the experience today with HoneyPay?
HoneyPay regarding experience, yeah, quite a lot, right, JB? So when we started building wallets, specifically at Bitcoin.com, the experience always kind of assume that you know what you're doing, right? And kind of assume you knew that a backup means writing 12 words. We're lucky that we know that. So when we decided to build HoneyPay, we definitely stayed away from that as much as I could. Again, HoneyPay, which it's not a coincidence that we have a B or that the logo is, somewhat recognizable or uses the word honey. It's all oriented towards being perceived as safe, as easy by the user. And when they start using HoneyPay, which is key, I think we all want crypto to be spent. We decided to focus in the spending part at first and leaving literally the crypto part to a second scenario, kind of, where if you ask, if you're interested, you will find out that your points are actually SLP tokens and there's cryptocurrency behind, right? So that's kind of where we started. HoneyPay did start as a wallet, pure wallet, where it was an SLP token wallet exclusively. It was called Honey Points back then. And the idea was that you would create your point cards as it is now, but that was it. And it was more of a sending back and forth, making use of the knowledge the engineering team of JB has accumulated in the last years. But then definitely the main pivot came where we were trying to actually sell this, where we were not really solving any problem for a merchant. And if we want to actually onboard the whole planet, we need to be providing something that, of course, blockchain can solve. That's where we came up with the idea of the point cards. But we wanted to offer more. That's where the digital waiter or digital menu is, which is basically what HoneyPay is, where that idea came up, no? And that's where we are right now. I'm happy to say we have signed our first 2 customers. I know It sounds like very little. Thank you very much, but it's a lot of hard work. And soon, what that means is that SLP tokens will be distributed among many Japanese clients that come to either the taco shop where we're adding it, or the microbrewery that we're also adding as a HoneyPay merchant. And literally, these people will buy their food. They will see a benefit out of using HoneyPay, which is being able to order from your phone. I'm sorry, my connection might be a bit unstable.
Oh, we can hear you fine.
Thank you. Where people come to the shop, they use HoneyPay to buy, like I said earlier, well, in this case, tacos and beer, which is a great thing to start with. and they leave with SLP tokens on their accounts, which is something good. From there, it seems way closer to be able to introduce them to BCH, to introduce them to what crypto is, maybe a point market and all that, right? I don't know, JB, if you think I left anything out.
Yeah, maybe I will more or less talk about like previous experience. I think like Alfonso did a great explanation about HoneyPay and the user experience, but me, I will more talk about in general. I engineers, like I will mostly like talk to engineers. It's really hard to understand user experience because we are really focused on the tech, as explained like Alfonso with the 12 words and all this stuff. So for us, it looks like really easy, but honestly, like it's same in Bitcoin.com when I were working there with Alfonso. Like engineers can have many great ideas, but ideas only for engineers and not for the mass. And that is something that sometimes, because like a lot of people creating wallets or doing like all around crypto, it's often like it's often engineers, and we and if you really want to target the mass, it's really hard. We really need to step back and not think as an engineer, but really think like about product and what and exactly as said like Alfonso, which problem we are trying to solve, instead of providing problems because like this person doesn't know about, like for example, mnemonic or all of this on how it works, instead of creating problems to this person, but just like which problem we can solve. And that was like a good thing that you explained about it. But yeah, that I can say, it's like it's really important to step back, to really think in terms of product and not necessarily talk only about the engineering side. We need to balance both, and me that I could see like before, like I remember in Bitcoin.com we had the wallet super technical, super complicated, I believe, and now for sure the new wallet is much less technical, and I think sometimes we need to make some compromise with some stuff that we really love, but actually it's not necessarily helpful for the users, and maybe some things to drop, or to and really focus on the user experience, what is really the key today for doing mass adoption. So I just wanted to say that, because I think like there is a lot of engineers have a lot of great ideas, a lot of things that as an engineer we can see it and say, wow, super great, etc. But we really need to think about what the customer can think, and is the customer will understand, and who is your target? Because if the target is the population, I believe it will be not necessarily a great idea. So yes, I just really wanted to share that, because I think it's something that I see so much today on the market with all that I can see, all the products, and there is like some products already understood it, but not all. And yeah, I just like feedback that I wanted to share about it, and that I learned after all this experience.
If I may add to that as well, and I'll finish my point with that, is during Bitcoin.com, we were very focused, especially the wallet team, focused on trying to improve all this effort that is being done by sales people, let's call them, but basically we're George, you're one of them, you know, Matt, Aaron in Latin America too, Akane here in Japan, Jaja, and Corentin in Thailand, or Hayden Otto in Australia, where all these people are trying to get merchants to use Bitcoin Cash. And that's fantastic. Those merchants are the pioneers, right? They're first believers. When we decided to build HoneyPay, we said, okay, we believe that is covered for now. What can we do to start, bring in the rest? And like I said, at the moment with HoneyPay, you can pay exclusively with credit card directly from the app, although it is BCH payment friendly as well as cash payment friendly. But we do want to get there, right? And that's where we want, because we're solving problems for everyone, which is, I think, again, the key for a good experience.
Very cool. Very cool. So talking about SLP tokens, Francesco, are SLP tokens available in the Melis wallet?
They will be. They will be. Our engineers are working on that, and I think that on the next update that will be on the next fall, next autumn, they will be available on Melis Wallet, and this will be another feature upon the others that are built on this wallet. Because you see, as I said, I am a teacher, and often I teach on educational courses about Bitcoin. And the last hour is always dedicated to how to open a wallet and how to set all the options on it. And every time we always gathered the information about what people needed, what people don't needed, and we put all them together, and we developed our wallet. And and it came a time when we said, oh well, we think that we have exaggerated with options. In fact, the desktop wallet has many of them, so you can check on our website. But it is for this reason we always say this is the definitive wallet for Bitcoin Cash, for example. So we have developed the mobile application that is drier. It is it has only core features, just the one that a person need when he or she goes shopping. And yeah, so to answer your question, SLP tokens will be added on the desktop wallet very soon.
Super cool.
The slick version of Melis reminds me a bit of something I also want to talk about. It's the anti-wallet from the HoneyPay guys. This is also a nice idea. It was a very nice idea as it came out, because it also really was copied by other companies, by other wallets as they saw it. It's something that you don't think of, but when you see it, it makes total sense. And it starts just with the camera. So you open the wallet and you already scan for payment. So you scan it and you don't even need to slide to accept or anything. You just scan the QR code, and this is all the wallet does. That's why it's the anti-wallet. So maybe this was just for showing, a showcase feature, but this feature was then, after a very short time, implemented in Bitcoin.com. This is the limit payment, up to 20. Yeah, did you do this? That
was our idea. That was our idea.
Oh, okay, so
it was in the roadmap since a while, right?
Yeah, since a while, and I was so happy when I saw that the current team launched that feature. It's great. It's great.
Beautiful. Yeah, so that's
cool.
These are the things. So I usually actually like it when
I think it's Handcash team started with this. Right?
The Handcash wallet now BSB.
Handcash team, when they were on Bitcoin Cash, they did a really fantastic job. Honestly, really impressed. They did a lot of innovation in wallets.
Yeah. Now I forgot what I wanted to say, but it's fine.
I'm sorry.
No,
let's forget about it.
Happens a lot to
Just
me.
a quick shout out, because to be honest, they innovate a lot, and I think Bitcoin Cash learned a lot about what they did. So
yes, indeed.
So where are our Bitcoin Cash wallets headed? What features do you guys think, in addition to, for example, the very cool, points back or SLP tokens back feature, defining feature, really, I think, of HoneyPay. What else do you guys think that we can see in the future, or we should see in the future, that will improve the user experience, say by an order of 10 or 100 for Bitcoin Cash wallets?
Yeah, that's a great question. Those. Sorry, go ahead, please.
Oh, okay. I think that the one that is very needed now to boost the cryptocurrency adoption is legacy. It is only legacy for now. The next step further for Bitcoin Cash wallets, and the one that will implement it in the best way, I think that will be the most used at first, of course. And as I said, we are working even on that, because we think that this is the core feature that will boost the next wave of adoption in the cryptocurrency environment, because as I can see, we are now going further in the so-called Gartner cycle of what regards cryptocurrency adoption, and we are still on the we are entering in the early majority phase. So this is critical now. We have to work hard to let people believe, of course, in the cryptocurrency environment, because as we have seen, mainstream media are doing their best to put shame on the cryptocurrencies, as we have seen in the last Twitter hack. So the more we convince customers and entrepreneurs that this is an environment for the future, the better chance we have to be the better chance we have to doing our the better chance we have to write history in this case.
I agree with that. I also think that we need to look at what our competitors are doing as an infrastructure, in the sense of we want BCH to be sound money. There has been many years of evolution on the fintech side, especially on the experience side, and we're very close, because before it was great that you could send money instantly, like you can now with Venmo or many other apps. But you can also already do that with Bitcoin Cash. But on the experience side, I think it will be more detailed, such as where are you spending your money, all kinds of security features. But what I'm most excited about is the capability of treating through perhaps tokens or places you visit. I lean towards tokens, of course, because of HoneyPay, but I do believe that you could own entire experiences inside the app. And this was something we were actually investigating during our first pivot of HoneyPay, when it was called HoneyPoints. And it was, if you had whatever token, let's say if you had George token, I could get a live feed access to what you're doing, or your tweets, or special content, right? On the same side, if I had Kush content, Kush coin, I could have any other experience unlocked. For example, if you use the Bitcoin.com wallet on Satoshi Dice, this is a feature not many people know, but we know because we had to work on it. You'll try it. You'll see how different it behaves, and it's cool. And it's those kind of experiences that I think being an online, always on money on a blockchain that is secure allows you to do. And I think we're just starting. I think we're just starting in that area.
Very cool.
Also, maybe to improve adoption in commerce and so on, using payment on point of sale, using either a smartphone or also with a card, that could really improve and ease the use of crypto at commerçant. So
yes,
I think,
let's work together.
Yeah. Yeah. Why not?
Yeah, of course.
As for working together, yeah, applications, universal applications. It sounds for a user that has no engineering skills in this case, it sounds like it has to be like that. Maybe it's way too easy, you naive thinking. But what I'm thinking about is having really working tools together that then the specific wallets take out. For example, when I was talking about what HoneyPay is also doing, I was talking with Alfonso about it, is the map. So HoneyPay or Bitcoin.com, any wallet has a map, and they build it for their own. Why not create a BCH map that everybody then can take out the input if they want to include this feature into their wallet? Especially then because the network effect is also bigger. So the layer that maybe that merchant that HoneyPay has is now also on the database for every others. You don't have to re-sign up your merchant for the Bitcoin.com wallet or for the Melis wallet or whatever. So this working together thing, there should be maybe some streamlined way to work together and to really search for a few core tools that people should use together. Or maybe you even have a repository like that I don't even know about. So any thoughts about that would be nice as well.
To jump on the on the mass adoption, I think like it's a common problem that I could hear a lot. It's mostly about the volatility, but I believe it's not new. But I think it's a huge challenge for wallets and all of this. I believe maybe Bitcoin.com wallet has something new. I think about this, maybe like to have like a percentage of your wallet. Not sure. I think I saw a feature, but not sure about it. But I know it's something that we talk with Alfonso since a while to try to keep your wallet, for example, with half a stable coin or like secure your amount of money. It was something that we were talking when we were like building the new wallet. But I believe it's something that could really improve the mass adoption, because I believe people are really scared about the rate, and I think it's and even more for like a country in difficulty, like where where, for example, $1 it's a lot for them, but the problem is the dollar can really be lost in a second, right, with cryptocurrency. So I think the market volatility is a huge issue, I think, and having a wallet like solving this volatility. Or I'm not sure, maybe there is like potentially some wallet doing this already, but in my experience I don't have any wallet in my head. But yeah, I think definitely this volatility is the reason why also when we were thinking about accepting Bitcoin Cash with HoneyPay, we were already like starting to work with Sideshift to try to convert like all the instant payments that merchants receive through HoneyPay. We directly automatically like convert to USDH or any stable coin that they want and receive directly on the exchange account. So that is something that I believe is really important if you really want to have like easy and fast adoption until like Bitcoin Cash become like Bitcoin Cash or crypto in general become more stable. But yeah, I believe like the volatility is a huge blocker for most of people. That I mean is like really using every day, like receiving your salary, as we could do in Bitcoin.com. Like if you receive your salary and I don't know, for example, you receive, I don't know, $1,000, and for example 2 weeks later you have only $500, that I mean you need to pay your rent, right? So yeah. So yeah, that is a huge issue today, and I think it's something that needs to be solved, and it's a and as you know, like each time you're matching a price, you can be sure the USD will never move. So if you're in a full cycle that we are trying to do with HoneyPay also, like having a full cycle, like that I mean on the long term, but that I mean is like if you really want to, today you can't really like have a price matching on only BCH, and your price will always match a USD, for example, or Japanese yen. So basically you will have like a high volatility, and today that is it's in my opinion a big blocker, and something that could be solved by wallets, by automatically converting some in stable coins, or having like a system that can easily do this under the hood for the customer.
So essentially you want to lead the horse to the water, but let it drink it itself, you know? So you give them the door to go into crypto, or they're using crypto, but still holding or invested in the dollar. And with one click, if they want, because they see the use cases and because it works so well, they can then go to BCH or any other coin that they want. But it's not the other way around. They receive BCH and then they have to think about, okay, how do I go out into USDH, swap it? It's the other way. You are like putting them into the digital crypto realm where they are still safe on the dollar or on a fiat currency that they know and that is not volatile. And they have a very frictionless way to simply get into cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin Cash, which are volatile if they want to. So I like that idea also much more. And Anthony Ziggers actually talked about this, about a swap protocol, I think, or at least a way where you could, whatever you have, whatever you pay and whatever the merchant wants to receive during that one transaction, it actually swaps. You can actually technically do something like that. So you can still pay with BCH and the other person, the merchant, gets USDH through that one transaction. I don't exactly know the technicals behind that, but you can actually maybe talk to him about this, or maybe we can ask him, because as I was reading this, I got big eyes, It was interesting. So maybe we can work on something like that as well. Make it like even easier, even more frictionless and more dynamic in that case. But go on, Baudoin, sorry. If you wanted to say something on this, on the topic.
Sorry, not specifically. Regarding volatility, yes, that's surely a big problem. Maybe that could be solved with a SLP token that is based on a stable coin. Otherwise, yes, we are working on hardware wallets. Some people use them to store currency for crypto for a long period. I think in this case, people are well aware of the volatility risk, and when the question is about keeping money for the future, stablecoin could be a solution also for this kind of issue, of challenge.
Yeah, I like using stable coins as kind of scaffolding, temporarily to give people a little comfort, but also they have their risks, right? Like you don't want to see a lot of people holding a lot of value in any given stable coin, because right, basically tomorrow a government agency could swoop into a bank and bye. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, you have to use the right kind of mix between stable coin and volatility coin. I must say, if you look at the history of crypto, volatility is in the end usually the advantage of the long-term user, because the adoption is increasing, the use of crypto is increasing, and the value of crypto in the long term, well, I think is increasing. That's at least that's the bet that I do, and that we are doing at Satochip, is that the adoption will continue to grow, and there's nothing that can stop this and this evolution. So I'm confident for the long term that volatility will decrease with adoption. I mean, naturally, and that stablecoin is indeed maybe more a temporary solution. Well, temporary, but it could last a few years. But long term, volatility.
I think
it's already the case, by the way. Volatility of crypto is now, I think, in the last few months, is lower than volatility in stock market, and to some extent in the fiat exchange also.
Well, it was not the first crash, but I will just remind, like, the first anniversary of BCH, like it was maybe $1,000. I think I'm not talking about before, because before it was much higher, but like I'm talking just this one, when we had the hard fork with and the split with Bitcoin SV. That can happen anytime in the life cycle, right? So like I promise you, there is some people didn't sell any BCH and they were really not happy, because when the price of the BCH shut down to $60 instead of $1,000, I think the people who was thinking long-term investment was like in a shit situation, because I believe we are today still, I think, at $300 or like $400 or whatever it is the price, but I believe it's not yet to $1,000, so they are still losing money. So and that can happen anytime, right? Like we have some conflicts between nodes. I think like I think today there is still like some maybe some, I will not say conflicts, but like there is some talks. And we don't know, like people were talking about splitting chain, but I believe it will not happen. But like these kind of things can always happen. The price can always again shut down, but today I think it can't really shut down too much because it's already low. But in terms of long-term investment, yeah, I think I will not say I don't believe it, but like I have some question to ask you about it, right? So
I also think this is really about use cases now. This is really, I mean, I wouldn't go around and say like, oh yeah, invest in this coin, invest in that coin. You BCH, it will go to the moon. This is like last year talk or 2018
right.
talk. We
But
really
honestly,
need like use cases. Remittance, you can save 10%. You can save this, or it's secure, or you can send it to Syria, where people are right now in a war zone and really need money, and you cannot get money into that country. Stuff like this. For me, this is the use cases, and then also the revolutionary use cases and the use cases that are getting into really to relief on the world, like helping on the world, and also showing how this, with those use cases, helping just normal people, but also showing how these normal people usually would not be able to do that. And that's the power, that's the use case. And then maybe someone who can change up and down will start to invest in it because he sees the value in it, because he also wants to help, because
it's even better because the price shut down, so the fee is even lower, so it's great for us actually. So me, I'm fine with the low price actually, but low price means low fee, right? So
there's the sentiment.
I think it's good for BCH to have a low price, I believe. So not
us,
necessarily for miners, but it's good for us for applications, I believe.
All right. Well, we're hitting the 1 hour mark. So just want to thank everybody for joining us on this episode of the BCH Ignite live stream. It's been a great conversation about wallets and wallet experience. Jean-Baptiste and Alfonso from HoneyPay, Baudoin from Satochip, Francesco from Melis Wallet. Thank you so much. Do you guys, anybody want to have any final words?
Yeah, I want to say thank you very much for inviting. Yeah, please.
Those are go ahead.
For inviting us again, I can say in a previous stream also. So yeah, thank you very much, and it was really cool to share some thoughts with you guys.
Yeah. And now it's time for me to do a shameless plug. Please download HoneyPay. It's working already here in Japan. You will be able to get very sweet discounts at taco shops and beers very soon. And for those who do not live in Japan, we have an ambassador program where we'll send you all these packages. You'll be able to onboard shops. And it's going to be great for everyone. And thank you again for having us in the live stream.
All right. Thank you, guys. Real pleasure. And let's keep building Bitcoin Cash.
Yep.
All right.
Building together.
Thank you.
Bye. Thanks for inviting us.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for coming. Also to you, Francesco, for spontaneously jumping in. See you soon.
Welcome.
And let's talk.
You're welcome. Thank you for the invitation. Until next time.
Yes, of course.